Hey, welcome everybody to another live lunch and learn on Monday, the 21st of April. And yes, it's Easter, but I'm still here. I still got things to share, people to speak to, lives to impact, and also things to learn and grow through as well. So this week, we're talking about why are big dreams just not enough to achieve that success you're looking for? And this is a continuation actually from last week's live lunch and learn. And the recording for this is available by clicking the link down below and joining the community, my PathFinders community, a free community where I share, and I've got lots of recordings. There's probably about 35 of these by now. A lot of other information on personal growth, stress, anxiety, and also breathing techniques, as I'm also the breathwork alchemist, as I use breathing techniques to activate a state of change within people and my clients to help them fast track and move through limiting beliefs and paradigms. But that's a story for another time. Today, I'm here to share a little bit more about dreams and goals and what this actually means, why we sometimes struggle in achieving them. Now, last week, I mentioned and I introduced my self-centered cycle, and we all spoke about 5 points of clarity in helping you move forward. So today, I'm going to refine that a little bit, perhaps even stepping back a stage and going through the evolution of why. Knowing your why, your dream, your goal, and about aligning that to who you are. So a big part of this comes from my program called the Professional Pointed Program, which is what I created to really help people center in on who they are and discover that ultimate version of who you will become when you have a path which you follow by design, not leaving it up to default. And it looks like this. So it's a program that I run through seven stages over 6 months, and also do it within corporates in a 5-day detailed breakdown. But ideally, you want to have this growth journey over 6 months, over a period of time. And I focus on the acronym BREATHE, going through the breath of life, and how we use our breath to either lift us or destroy us. And reclaiming who we are becomes second stage, understanding who you are now and establishing who you'll become, aligning this with your goals and dreams. And that's where I'm going to unpack a piece of my alignment program here with you today. Then we talk about transformation, harmonizing. This is harmonizing the goals and the dreams, about how do you create these new habits in your life. And then ultimately, about empowering yourself for the long term. This is what I call a transpirational journey, which is my word. I made it up. Don't go and Google it. There's no point. Which is transformation through inspiration. And that's a key part of what I want to do. Inspire people for creating that state of change so that you can grow and become that person you seek to be. Now, today, I'm going to unpack a little bit about this guy, Simon Sinek. Starts with why. But before that, just going to go backwards a little bit and share some of my story. So for those who don't know me, my name is Tim Wagner. I'm an international speaker and transformational high-performance coach, where I work with high-performing leaders and teams so they can retain and maintain that high performance even in times of stress and anxiety. And one of the big things that I've discovered over many years, and it stemmed from my journey as well, is that when we're not aligned to our true nature, our authentic selves as leaders and business people, this is where you're going to find stress and anxiety, which is why I focus a lot on identifying your true path and your values. Now, for me, it began, when I was 36, actually. And the journey started after I was retrenched from hospitality. I started my own business. My wife bought a business, and I was introduced to network marketing as well. And this began a huge change in my mindset and psyche around business and people, because I met a guy who was a very wealthy multimillionaire within network marketing, and his name was Louis Carrillo. And he said on a CD, if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. So his dream is why. Why do you do what you do? Now, that became a big part of my personal journey, is discovering my why, my driving factor. And it's not just about money, but it goes deeper than that. Now, let's fast forward from when I was 36 to about 50. And after the whole pandemic chaos that the wife and I said, that's it. We want to go in search of our freedom. Freedom is a dream. One of my big dreams is freedom, peace, tranquility, being free. So we sold up our family home. We hit the road and we traveled South Africa for a year and a half. I was in search of who I am and really what is that point of discovery. Now, at that time, this was in 2021 now, my family, I know, felt that I was going through a bit of a midlife crisis. But for me, it was a midlife reset, a chance to really discover who I am, why am I here, what's that ultimate purpose in life. And this is when I started to go back to 2008 when I was 36, at the catalyst of what started my personal development journey and growth, and really trying to uncover and unpack this whole network marketing business model. And is the dream the ultimate point of motivation? I found that it wasn't, and I didn't understand why. Now, network marketing is a phenomenal model to use because they've got all the statistics behind it. The Network Marketing or Multi-Level Marketing Association in America, where most network marketing companies stem from, is the US. Not all, but many, the bulk. And they've got all the research and the statistics. And the one statistic that really shocked me was that only 1% of people within network marketing actually make a long-term sustained success. Wealth, freedom, the peace, all those things which network marketing focuses on. Why? So within network marketing, if you've ever been presented with an opportunity, you will know that they speak about why first. They often use Robert Kiyosaki and his cash flow quadrant, moving your mindset, phenomenal. They focus on how you do what you do. You introduce people, you grow your network, they share with you all the hows, the videos, the education, phenomenal stuff. You don't need a lot of money and off you go. Only then do they tell you what the product is. So what they sell is X, but the importance is why and how. Now, if it was that easy, surely more people would be successful. I did quite a great success. I never made millions, but I understand why. I was on a personal journey, and it wasn't the network marketing that caught my attention, it was that personal development. But it was that education which really caught my attention. I was thinking, okay, what is this missing thing? Now, a lot of the time, people know and refer to Simon Sinek. There he is. Simon Sinek has coined, and he really owns, The Why. Phenomenal book. That starts with why any business person, anybody should actually read it. And I've used a lot of his material over my years to help myself focus and also for my clients. But I felt that there was something missing. So Simon Sinek says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. He's definitely an expert in this, and that book is well worth reading. And he created from this the golden circle, where he says that every organization knows what they do. Some know how they do it, and few know why they do what they do. Now, his business model, or his model over here, focuses very much on business, but you can reflect it to yourself and your personal state as well. How few people I meet actually know why they do what they do. He says very few businesses know this fuzzy thing, as he calls it, which is why they're actually in business. Now, there's an ideal business that can be looked at to identify and to really see the success of the business when you apply your why, and that's Apple. So you go back to 2001, where Steve Jobs launched the iPod. If you remember, that block, probably about the same size as this clicker here, that block, and had this tiny little screen, a little widget underneath, or the little mouse thing on there that you could move around and you could change your songs. Now, the iPod was not the best in the world. This MP3 player. There was multiples that no longer exist that were even better, their quality. But they all explained about all the widgets and the gadgets and the gizmos of what it was and how, all these technical things, which most people just straight over the top of our heads. Me as one of them. Whereas Steve Jobs said, we put 1,000 songs in your pocket. Anybody who remembers tapes or CDs will go, wow, 1,000 songs in my pocket on there, I'm in. And want to know the technicality of it. So we sometimes can get too bogged down in this technical stuff behind it. So 14 years in network marketing and running my own businesses and in hospitality, I started to really understand and unpack and go, well, there's actually, I believe, another layer to this. So let's give an example. So I'm a business guy. I'm my passion, personal development and growth. The result of what I do is money, but it's not my highest value. Business growth and personal development is. Learning and sharing with others, those are high values. So if you come to me and you've got a business model where you can help me make more money, pay off my debts, and spend more money, more time with my family, yes, those are values of mine, but that's not my key why driving factor. If you talk to me about the personal development program, the way that I can uplift myself, increase my knowledge, my intellect, my ability to share, to communicate, to be speaking on stages and uplift, and then how I can take this to impact others, I mean, go to me and explain how I can make millions. Yes, great, but not my driving factor. Let's go through another example here. So, a housewife, hectic housewife, 3 kids, 2 dogs, 4 cats, balancing a business of her own on the side, never has time, always rushing around, can't focus on herself, just that absolute busy, one of the most hectic professions of the world, without question. So you go to her and you explain how she can make extra money to then hire a maid in order to give her time, to make more money to putting towards the kids' university fee or the holiday for the end of the year, or more money that she's going to have the time being the key factor of what she's looking for, the pain point, in order to do the things that she wants to do. Now you've got her attention. So there you're focusing on understanding why. Now this brings me to also understanding the person's values, who they are. And that's where I personally believe the Simon Sinek model for humans misses an element. It is who you are above why you do what you do. That is that key driving factor. Combine the two of them, you have power. So Simon Sinek, perfect for business. No debate. Absolutely would not. I'm not the expert. He is there ultimately. But when it comes to people, understanding who and helping a person understand who they are led me to creating what I spoke about last week is the self-centered cycle, where when you are the center of everything that you'll be, do, and have, this is the key thing. When you align why you do what you do with who you are at the center of this, then you become unstoppable. And as you progress, it's yourself at the center. I'm not going to explain the detail. You can get the rest of it later on. But knowing who you are and aligning why you're doing what you're doing, how you do and what you do falls into place synchronistically. It becomes automatic. As you're progressing in what you do, so you grow, which influences who you are and then will adapt and feed back into how you do things and what you do. But the center is who you are now and who you ultimately will become. Combine that with knowing your why as the main, as he calls about it, the golden circle. That's when you have power. So next week, I'm going to be sharing a different perspective of our personal development growth journey as adults. We always focus as children, you focus on children, I should say, from young kids up to 10, and they're teenagers, become adults. But then sort of as an adult, you get lost, you're left behind. But what if I was to share with you that using the teachings of Carl Jung and Wayne Dyer, there's 4 stages of adulthood that may also help really hone in on understanding the steps that we go through for you to pinpoint who you are now and where you are in your journey in life. So until then, I'm going to say ciao. It's been a pleasure sharing. I'll be here Monday for another live lunch and learn, a 15-minute soundbite. Click the link below. There's many more of them I've got. You can follow the program, which is directly linked back to, where is it? There it is, my professional pointer program. And I look forward to connecting with you all, same time, same place, next week. Ciao for now.